I got a lot of comments in my last video about insulating my windows with Reflectix. Now, that video was about truck camping in freezing weather, and while I'm not going to be in freezing weather in this video, I think the Reflectix will come in handy a different way for what I'm trying to do. By the way, if you guys are new here, this is my truck. It's a '03 Tacoma that I've modified the truck bed so that I have a little camper set up in the back. Right now it's still winter and I'm not living in it full time, but when it comes spring and summer, I'm pretty much living out of my truck because I work as a guide up in the mountains, and this kind of setup is pretty ideal for that job. But I still travel in this rig a ton, even in the winter, and it works out really well. It saves money on hotels, and I can pretty much travel anywhere, including off-road. Anyways, I'm heading out of town tomorrow, and before I head out, I want to give this Reflectix idea that you guys commented about a shot. So I'm just taking some quick measurements so that I can cut out the right size for Reflectix. I'm hoping that this will cover up my windows enough so that I can run the lights inside and have it look completely dark from the outside. We'll see how it works out. My plan is to put some Velcro on the outer edges of this Reflectix so that I can just attach it to the carpeted interior of my camper shell. It's super nice having a carpeted interior on the camper shell so that you can attach stuff with Velcro. Also helps insulate the shell a bit. Alright, so I got that panel of Reflectix up, and I think this is going to work out pretty well. Just got to cut out the rest, and I'll get back with you guys. Got the rest of the Reflectix cut out and Velcroed up. I'm going to wait till it gets dark to see how well it works, but at the least it looks kind of cool right now. I snooped around some other stealth camping setups on YouTube, and it seems pretty common to use this stuff to seal the light, but this will also be a nice addition for any more cold weather trips I'm going to do. Another thing that I wanted to try out is dimming these overhead lights a bit because they're so bright. I think some of the light might leak out around the Reflectix even. I'm just using this stuff called cellophane. This is blue, but black or any dark color would work to dim the lights. I'm just cutting it to the size of the light caps here. I'm just gonna pop this on right here and then take a razor blade around the edge to get the excess off. And there we go. It's a lot less bright, which is what I'm going for. So I've got all the lights on inside, and I'm just gonna do a quick little walk around here, see if we see any light leaking out. And it looks like the Reflectix is doing a pretty good job. I don't see any light coming out around the edges. Looks pretty crazy in there, honestly. Looks like there should be some disco music or something in there. So we're all set, and I'll head out tomorrow. So, urban stealth camping. It sounds really cool, but really all I'm going to be doing is sleeping in my truck on the side of the road, hoping that I don't get noticed. But there is some strategy in play here. Hopefully those modifications I made before I left will help out. I've only done this urban truck camping maybe a handful of times. It's definitely not my favorite for obvious reasons. But also my truck setup is pretty far from ideal in terms of stealth camping. And I'll explain why later in the video. Stopping for some gas here. So I'm heading to a friend's up north, but I'm still a good 5 hours out. I think I'll probably just stay around here for the night. I'm not a fan of driving tired. So this is one of the things I wanted to make sure I covered about in this video. It's the pass-through window in my cab. It is a sliding window, but I can't exactly fit through it. And that's sort of a big deal when urban stealth camping, just because if I ever had to jump in the driver's seat and take off, I can't really do it with this setup, which is one of the big reasons why I don't really like doing this kind of camping with my rig. I mean, I've tried to fit through it before, and I can sort of make it through, but it took a lot longer than I would want given the kind of situation I'd be in. You know, that'd be a pretty bad time to get stuck in my window. Sweet shell, dude, sweet shell. Time to find somewhere to sleep. So if you guys thought I'd be sleeping somewhere in the city because of the thumbnail picture, then I fooled you. because there's no way I'm gonna do that. I just went out and got something to eat, and now I'm driving towards the outskirts of town and just gonna look for a good neighborhood to post up for the night. A lot of people suggest to stay at Walmart or 24-hour fitness parking lots, and I've done that in the past, but I'd still rather park off the side of a road in a nicer area, given that I can find somewhere good. One thing nice about sleeping at a 24-hour fitness though, if you're a member, then you've got all the amenities like a bathroom and even Wi-Fi and stuff. But if you're doing it like me, just sleeping in a neighborhood, then you just gotta plan accordingly. But like I said earlier, I'm no pro at this, and I don't do this kind of stealth camping much at all. Alright, so I'm pulling up at a spot here that looks pretty decent. It's a pretty nice neighborhood, and to the right here it looks like some kind of maybe office building on the right. And then on the left here, just some homes. I'm just gonna hop in the back real quick and hope nobody sees me, and then I'll catch back up with you guys. So I get a lot of questions asking about how I lock my camper shell from the inside, and as long as it's locked on the outside, all I have to do is twist this lever up and I'm locked in. And I do have my lights on, and I don't have the reflectix up on the back window yet. But since my windows are super tinted, with the dimmed out lights, it's really hard to see in, even with the lights on. But the reflectix just blocks the light even more. So I'd already prepped the other panels before I got here, but this one I can only put on from the inside. All the reflectix panels are up right now, and it should look totally dark from the outside, even though it's relatively bright in here. I mean, hopefully that's the case. I don't think it's supposed to get that cold tonight, somewhere in the 40s probably, but I think the reflectix should help keep the temperature up in here also. But not much more to say right now. Just gonna do some reading and then pass out for the night. Generally, I'd like to get up and out of here pretty early in the morning so that I can leave unnoticed, but I'm super tired right now, so we'll see if I actually get up when my alarm goes off. I think leaving early in the morning is more of a rule of thumb if you plan on staying in a spot more than once. So yeah, hopefully I don't get woken up. Well, had a pretty uneventful night of sleep, which is what you're always looking for doing this. Just gonna show where it is that I parked now that there's light out. This looks like, some kind of office building. Then there I am. And I didn't notice this last night when I pulled up, but it looks like there's another potential boondocker in that RV over there. Unless it's one of the homeowners, I'm not sure. So I'm not sure how much more urban camping I'm gonna be doing on this trip, if at all. I'm just kind of filming my trials and tribulations in these videos as I travel, so I don't necessarily have any of this planned out. Anyways, this was just kind of an update video for you guys. I'm going to continue on with my trip, and I'll be back with another update here soon.